My watch is an analog clock, and this one says it's 9 o'clock. So anybody who has an iPhone or has a smartphone that says otherwise, I'm sorry, my clock wins. And for the sake of interruptions, maybe just the only practical thing I will do before telling you who I am is that these iPhones and so are now on flight mode. Even though we're in a basement, please flight mode so we can sort of, stay undisturbed. My name is Thomas, and I'll keep it on a first name basis because I can see from all the names in the room, almost 100 people representing half of the Volleyball Federations of Europe, 28, which is absolutely awesome. I think you should give yourselves a hand before we do anything else. I'm allowed up here to say welcome. I am the secretary of the CEV Coaches Commission, and 2 years ago the commission had an idea. We were just formed after the assembly, and we said to ourselves, let's do something we have never tried before, apart from being the first commission in years. And we said to ourselves, let's do a convention. Let's get all the coaches gathered in one place for a couple of days and exchange information. Let's exchange knowledge. Let's get that much the wiser about volleyball. At that time, at whatever level we might have on the agenda. And there we are now, 2 years later, and we are going to talk about development and training and coaching of youth, kids, and I am looking so much forward to the next couple, to today and tomorrow. So I have a few presentations to make, and I will keep it on a first name basis. And I'll start with Marco. Yeah, because he told me his surname, and I said, now we're going to keep it a friendly way, so Marco, please stand up. He will be representing the Slovenian Federation, and he's going to follow me with a short talk after what I've been saying. And then we've got Peter. He is, please stand so they can see you, our speaker from my country, Denmark, so now you know where I'm from. And then we have got, Marco again. Two names on the same, anyway, from Italy. Please, Marco, stand up. And Kristof, another speaker, and the last one, nicely rested along the wall, is Remco from Holland. The Netherlands, sorry.
Yes.
What do you prefer? Anything
Netherlands.
with Netherlands? When did Holland go away?
It's part.
It's part of, there you go. So much about the geography.
I live in this part.
Yeah, okay. So, we have a few things that I would like you to ask. Tomorrow morning we have a panel discussion where these guys will be bombarded with questions from you. But I would really appreciate if you can come to any of the staff members, me or to Vogue or Francois or Ricardo, and hand in any questions you have today or by the end of today, so we can prepare them for tomorrow. So we can pick out all the good questions and grill these 4 experts on their knowledge of how you should train youth. Okay? Is that an agreement? Are we all good with that? Right, then comes the hard part. I'm aware that some of you are not expert in English. I'm not either, I'm Danish. I know we've got people from Ireland and Northern Ireland and Scotland, and they will beat me in English anytime. But try to keep the questions and what we say to a slow voice or to a slow speed, which I hope I'm doing. And if somebody says, I have absolutely no clue what you're saying, please raise a hand and we'll try to do it again. Still in English, seen from my part of view, or Danish, which doesn't make it any better, so we can, get things understood. We got this gentleman over here with a video recording. I'm not live. Am I live worldwide? No. It's not streamed? No. What a pity. It'll be fun. Hello, Volleyball. These sessions will be recorded. So you can write whatever notes you have, but they will still be recorded. They will be available on the CEV website, or maybe directly mailed to you. That's all up to Book and the guys from the office. And while I'm at these guys at the office, you met them, you might know them, you had mails from them. So is Ricardo in here somewhere? He's in the dark. No, he's there. Why are you putting up your hand, Francois, when I say Ricardo? You put it like that because it's in the dark. Anyway, Ricardo, please stand up so they can see who you are. Staff member, hard working for this, putting this convention together. Book, right beside him. Most of you know it. And then Francois, in the back, in the dark, he's coming forward now. These are the guys for you to contact and ask things about all the practical stuff. Right. What else have I got on my list in here? Do you know what this is? An excellent occasion to network. So use your first names. Look at the badge. Please wear it at all times so you can say, hello, Thomas, or as I did before, when I came out to Marco, say, hello, Marco. But that's okay, because that's the way we get to know people. So when we meet next time, I maybe have overset what I'm allowed to, but we are really, really planning to, hoping for, crossing our fingers that this is not a first and an only session. We hope that there will be another session. We might meet again. And then I will question you, if I'm still there, about names. And say, so can you remember who she was and so on. So, you know, get to know people. Mingle also with people who are not from the same nation as you are. We did it last year in Denmark with 20 nations, and it was really a good thing to let people, you know, talk to people who they had never seen before. It's the future of volleyball. You are, the kids you are training are the future of volleyball, and let's leave it at that. This is the first of a long sessions of coaches' conventions dealing with volleyball in the best possible way. So on that, I welcome you all, and I hope you will enjoy the next couple of days. And I'll leave the floor to Marco from the Slovenian Federation, and say you're welcome. All right? Thank you very much.
I have a problem with English too. My family name is Zadražnik. I know, Thomas, it's very hard to say. Zadražnik.
Try mine.
I'm professor on Faculty for Sport in Ljubljana. In last 30 years, more or less, I was president of expert commission by Volleyball Federation in Slovenia. So, dear volleyball friends, it is a great honor and pleasure to welcome you here in Kranjska Gora on behalf of Volleyball Federation of Slovenia. It is a special privilege for our federation to host such eminent speakers and this CEV coach convention, especially because it is the inaugural one. This year is very important for Slovenia since we are co-hosting men's Euro in September. We would like to prove that we truly are a volleyball nation, and these kinds of events are good milestones on our way. Volleyball Federation of Slovenia recognizes the importance of coaches' work, organizing several years in a row so-called Coach Academy. It is essential to work properly with a younger generation, thus developing and growing volleyball. The role CEV is taking with this project of a great value. There have never been so many coaches from many different countries gathered in an event like this. I'm positive that already this first convention will have a major impact on the further development of volleyball in Europe, and I'm already looking forward to follow this project in the upcoming years. I wish you a pleasant stay here, and I hope you will leave this convention with numerous ideas to implement in your everyday work. Welcome in Slovenia.
So, in the agenda it says that I had to use about 15 minutes for my talk, which I will now continue with a story about my travels to South Africa in 1970. I do not need to use my 15 minutes because you did not come here for me, you came for these guys over there. And also Marco, he had another 15 minutes to spare, so you could have told us about Slovenia, which would be cool. So we've got a lot of time for this stuff, which is actually cool. So please, Kristof, you are the first up here, Kristof Delos. Was that okay?
Right.
Yeah. So Kristof, yeah, I told you first name. And Kristof, you are going to take us through, you've got 30 minutes, but maybe 32 and a half, because we have left you a bit extra time.
So if he has 5 minutes and you plan for 2 minutes?
Yeah, and two. Yeah, whatever. Sure. And we agreed yesterday that questions asked from you guys to these is that for Kristof and for Remco and Marco, you can ask questions whenever you like. We're just, break in and one of us will run down with this microphone and have questions asked. That's how it is. And for Peter, he would like to go through his entire before asking questions. There will be time enough for questions. That we can put all the extra minutes that Marco and I didn't use for questions. Which is so the floor is yours. Give it up for Kristof.
Okay, good morning to you all. First of all, I want to thank CEV and especially Vuk for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. We worked together since last year in Luxembourg. Welcome to you all, but a very special warm welcome to my friends of Scotland. The reason is a few months ago I went to Scotland for the school project and it was a great experience. For me it was also the first time in an aeroplane, special. And he learned how to drink tea. I rarely drink coffee anymore, I drink tea. Okay, let's start. Wait. So, okay, here we are. So my name is Kristof, all the rest is not important. At the moment I work in Belgium for the federation called Volley-ball in Flanders. But before I was for 22 years a school teacher in primary school. So that's the first and the most important thing is that I'm a teacher like a whole lot of you. So I worked with children 8 until 12 years. What is the idea? The idea today is I want to have fun. Volleyball is fun. Football is not fun. Volleyball is fun. There are football players here? No? Okay. Then they have to move. We wanted to move. I have a son. He has 17 years old. He has a great sports, sitting and looking at his smartphone. So we need to move a lot. And then we need to learn a lot. We need to learn some new things. I want to learn today something from Remco. I want to learn from Peter. I want to learn from Marco. But I also want to learn from you all. So that's the whole idea. So we're gonna start. And I have today a brief theoretical session. So I want to show you the general idea in Belgium. And I have a lot of video material. And you can have it for free. There are a lot of ideas. And if you think, oh, it's okay, keep it. If you think, oh no, okay, put it away. No problem. And this afternoon, I will give a demonstration of what you see in the theoretical session. So on the agenda we have two things. First of all, I want to bring you the first part of a session in Belgium. So when we go to training, to practice, we have 3 parts. The first part of a session will be a general part. And then in the second and third part, I want to speak about the levels 1-1 and 2-2. So the first part of a session is general part. We want general movements. We want that the children, they will be running, they will be jumping, they will be hitting. act on coordination, balance, space, anticipation. We want a whole lot of things. So, and why? Because children have a great learning capacity. We start at a very young age. We start at the age of 2.5 years old. So, a little video, and you can say, how? This is a movement school in Belgium. So we start 2.5 years old, and we bring all the materials into the gym hall. So when I told you about balance, when I told you about coordination, when I tell you about attractive way, they practice with parents. And why? Because they are very young children. In balance. And that's not new. In Belgium we do this for 10, 15 years. And who is the most important person there? And some of you already know him, it's Émile Rousseau. Émile Rousseau, he created this. So when you see this movement school, you say, oh wow. But to build this, they need each week to build approximately 2 hours to build something like this. So during a session it's not possible for us. So we need to put simple materials, we use materials, and then we do something with it. The balloons, I will practice balloons. First exercise for you this afternoon is blow a balloon, everybody. I need a lot of balloons, so I'm not going to blow them myself, it's for you. So, I'm going to show you some materials using some videos using these materials, and I will start with balls and balloons. That's in my club. I have 27 children, and you hear it's a lot of noise. So we use balls and balloons. They work together. I want a lot of contacts. They have to move a lot. They have to have fun. So this is it, everybody can use balloons, it's no problem. But another kind of thing is when you say we're going to use, for example, reactivity balls. Reactivity balls, I will use it this afternoon because they don't know, let the ball bounce and see what is going on. And we use one ball for each person, so they are continually busy. So the third thing, boys, they like to spike, they also like to dive. I'm going to show you an example how to dive. Using gym balls. You will see there's a lot of fun. He's still alive, no problem. So he's still laughing, he's still enjoying it, so it's no problem. So they are not afraid to do this. You will see different exercises, starting only using these balls, and afterwards we're gonna do it with other balls. He's trying. You can see it in slow motion. We start, we have to control it, we have to so it's nice to see how the continuity doing this, and I have no problem. And for us, this is the general part. Now they're starting low. Now we are using balls left, right. He cheated a little bit here, but it's no problem. And then this is the final version. So you have a whole lot of exercise to build up. We start very easy, and then we make it a little bit different. This is a brief how we do it in the first part. The second thing I want to show you today, this afternoon also in practical, is the levels 1, 1 and 2, 2. And before that, I have to show you something how we work in Flanders, a competition. We have a 6 versus 6 for the under 15, under 17 and under 19. We have 4-4 for under 13. We have 3 versus 3 for under 11. But we have also 2 versus 2 for under 11. When we have a look at the 6 versus 6, you see the court size, 9 by 18, and we have different net heights. We have the different net heights under 15, different for girls and boys, and also under 17 and under 19. And when you see this, I will demonstrate. So they're playing 6-6, and there you can see 2 or 3 players are effectively playing, and the rest they are standing there. Okay, no problem for the under 15, under 17, under 19. But we also have 4 versus 4. The court size is 7 by 14, and also different net heights. For the boys, we work with 2.18 meters, and for the girls, it's 2.10 meters. So you will see this is a dynamical game. These children are under 13, so they are 11, 12, 13 years old. So when we have a look, 6-6, okay, 4-4, we also have 3 versus 3. The court size is 6 by 12, and the net height is the same for girls and for boys. And we have different systems to play it. I'm going to show you one of them. But for us, it's also very important to play 2 versus 2. And 2 versus 2, which means when I play with Remco, we have a contact. We communicate with each other, and I play the first ball, he has to play the second ball. So we have 2 versus 2, court size 4.25 by 12, and the net height is the same for girls and for boys. We use a lighter ball, and you will see how dynamical they can play. Watch this ball. So you see, permanent focus. Okay, so this is how we play it in Belgium. It's very important when we use this in the second and third part of a session. Is it important to work with 1 versus 1 and 2 versus 2? Why? Because we will create a lot of contacts. When we work in this afternoon with balloons, and each player has one balloon, so they are continually hitting the balloon, etc. So we need there's a great need of movement, and when I have the balloon, I have a permanent focus. So when we use levels 2 versus 2, you have seen it during the presentation 2 versus 2, you work with a partner. And it's also very important to know that the biological age, it's not because you have the age of 15 years that you can play 6 versus 6. It's maybe necessary to practice 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, or 4 versus 4. So we created different levels. The levels 1 versus 1, we have 5 levels. And we start very simple. I catch the ball and I throw the ball. And then we build up. And in the end, we have level 1E. We play the ball and we use 1, 2 or 3 contacts. So that's the difference. We start there is a new player in town. Oh, I want to play games. And we have tournaments where they can only try to catch the ball and try to throw it. And then for the better ones, you can use this. So this is how we work with level 1-1 and 2-2. But we also have different levels 2-2. We start play side by side, playing after one bounce. But we also have different levels for when we need to catch and throw the ball. So this is level 2.0, when we 1, 2 or 3 times catch and throw the ball, but we also always work in pairs. We also work with a partner. So we also have a special game in the Netherlands, and Remco will show it to you. It's called Smash Ball. In Belgium, we call it Smash Volley, and I will show what it will be. And the idea is we love boys to spike. Level 1, we work in 1 contact. We play it 2 by 2, but in level 1 we work only in 1 contact. And when it's okay, we play like this. And when it's too difficult, we have a level minus. So 1 minus will be one-handed throw. So we make it a little bit easier. And when there is no problem, we make it a little bit difficult. So this is level 1 plus. Instead of throwing the ball, you will start with an overhead serve. You will see, and this afternoon you will see the same. We use special balls, very soft balls, so the kids are not afraid to touch the ball. So level 1 we play in 1 contact. Level 2 we're going to play in 2 contacts. I need my partner, always. Yes. The kids are under 11. Under 11. So you can start level 1. You can start level 1 minus. You can do that with kids who are 9 years old. It's no problem. And that's because you see net height is 120, 130, 140. And then we use a softball. Because when you can catch the ball, it's no problem to do level 1 or level 1 minus. The same, we can play level 2 plus when it's, okay, level 2 it's easy for me. So we are looking for different games, different way to play volleyball. And you see Smash volley is not only for boys, you see also the girls. Very important. Level 3, we go to 3 contacts. We start overhead serve. We catch the ball, we throw the ball, and then we play. So that's the basic version of level 3. When it's too difficult, instead of overhead serve, we use the underhead serve. One time catching and throwing the ball, second time and third time I catch the ball and then I spike. I hit the ball. Level 3 plus, we make a greater distance for the overhead serve and then we're gonna play. We play, we catch the ball and then we build up with the setup and the jump smash. And then after that we also have our top level, and then we play. And these are top level, overhead serve, and it's forbidden to let the ball bounce. And also here, when it's too difficult, we have a top level minus. So we are thinking about, okay, what must we do? How can we play? And we need a lot of contacts. How can we play 1-1, 2-2? Or when we play 6-6, some people are not playing. They're standing there like this. Oh, there's the ball. So with this, we work in a different way. 1-1, okay, it's my responsibility to play the ball. With 2-2, we work with 2. So when we're thinking of different levels and thinking of different games, maybe, and at the end I show it now, maybe we must think out of the box. And I found something in China, and this is when you think out of the box. Think out of the box. Chinese 9-man volleyball. Playing outside, 9 men. When you say we put a block with 3, now you can put a block with 5. The setter can play in 2 times. He plays it in the net and then he gives a setup. So be creative, and so the children have a lot of fun. And that's the idea I want to bring to you today, and this afternoon we will show it on court.
Any questions for Kristof? Alrighty, Kristof, I have a few.
Okay.
Well prepared for your excellent presentation.
Will we sit down?
You showed a video of the movement school. I think that was the name.
Yes.
Is that movement school something specifically for volleyball, or is that for general sports for all ages, even football? I know. But
so on the screen you saw movement school in Grimbergen, and that's a foundation with Emile Rousseau, and they work with football, athletic, tennis, etc., etc. So when we work with 2.5 years old, it's not only the meaning of working for volleyball players, but for all kinds of children. Sometimes there will be children after the age of 5-6 years, they will play football. Okay, it's okay. But this first part, the general part, when there's somebody that comes into a gym hall, they may not see or if it's volleyball, if it's football, if it's tennis. It's general movement, so general movement, all kinds of sports.
But then how does volleyball come into it? When do you, as a federation or schools, begin to grab them out of their strains in football and get them into volleyball instead?
Coming into volleyball.
Yeah, when does that happen with these age groups?
Normally, we will start at the age of 5-6 years old. So you see general movement, but when we use balloons, etc., it's important, and we think, hey, we try to hit the ball, come to volleyball. So, and at the age of 6, when we use levels 1-1, I showed level 1A. Level 1A is catch and throw the ball. And when you can do that, you can play volleyball. So we have 4 times in a year we have tournaments, and we start with 1A. So there are a lot of children of 6 years old, and they play games. They play, I want to win, or I want to play for fun, or I play for points. So we start with 6 years old.
And how are you better than football and handball and volleyball and not the basketball in getting these kids to play volleyball? What's your techniques and theory of volleyball is better than football?
Volleyball better is, okay.
Come to my sport instead. How do you do it? How do you beat football?
Okay, in football it's no problem. In the winter I say you want to stay outside in the cold, of come in the sport hall.
All right, summer question then.
Summer question. Remco has the answer. Beach volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah, beach volleyball. Yeah.
In the winter there's smash ball.
Yeah.
And in the summer beach volleyball.
Can you all hear him, or does he need this one? He needs this one.
I don't think that we are better than football or hockey or basketball, but I think it's interesting for young football players who are not good enough for the highest selections, that they can in the winter time come for smash ball, for smash volley, and at the summertime beach volleyball, because it's very dynamic.
Yeah. In the past, so when we started to play volleyball at 6-6, and I played in the past 40 years ago. I'm a little bit old. They only play 6 versus 6. Now we use 1-1 and 2-2. And we see 5 years ago in Belgian football, they start to play football 2 versus 2. So they looked at volleyball and they said, very interesting, we're going to use it also.
All right. In one of the videos you showed this 3 volley in a competition with referees and court, net, all the stuff. But I also noticed 9 substitute players cheering but not playing.
Yeah.
What are the rules in Belgium around making sure that everybody gets to play?
You saw the video, and I showed it because of that. There are 9 children cheering. I told to this club, it's very important. You have 12 players, so you have to make 2 or 3 teams. The idea is we play in Belgium 5 sets of 25 points. And after the second or third set, everybody had to play at least 1 set. So it's obligated. We want that they do that, and we follow this. So we want that they play a lot. That's why we created 5 sets. I know sometimes they say, oh, for the organization it's a problem because we don't have as many hours to put every game, a game of 5 sets. It leads 2.5 hours. So, but they have to each other, they have to play it, and everybody has to play at least 2 sets.
Yeah, coming up.
I can do it without, I can speak loud.
Yeah,
I just noticed when they played 2-on-2, 2 versus 2, the higher boy was always blocking. How do you prevent that all the kids are playing defense and blocking?
Yeah, can you show it? Do you have or will I show the video again? Okay, I will show it. I will show it to you because there's one kid was always blocking, and that's because they were playing this level. Yeah. So this was an example of championship, and they were free to play. In general competition, we use this one, level 2B. So there is no one blocking. They have to stay side by side. They have to play. So in championship, they may choose. So sometimes the other players in black and white, they played this level, and the boys in blue, they played that level. I will show it. Here you see, they start next to each other, they stay like this, and there they were blocking. Yeah. This is because it's championship. So, in general, in regular competition, they have to play like them. But you see also another court. In Belgium, we play 2 by 2, but because this is team A, this is also team A, and here we have also another team, team B and B. And they play one set, second set, also one set, second set, and then they play team A, team B, team B, team A. So we play 8 sets. But there they're obligated to play side by side.
How many years have you been doing this? When did the idea start? And
we started in competition in 2004. So we do this for 15 years. But we started with the project 1122. We started in 99 or 2000.
And in your mind, is the level and the way you're doing right now is so successful, you want to stay the same level? Or how is it in the future? Have you got good ideas for how to develop and get it even better than it already is?
I think so. So I will say later on, Remco will show the problems and why we have to play 2-2. We'll put it later on. I think the second level, so in Belgium we have level 1, the top level in competition. We have the second level, and for under 11 we also have a third level. I think for under 13 we need in the second level to play like this. So they have many contacts. Remco will show you what when they play in second level, and there's one player doing like this. Then he goes home after the game and they say, hey, did you play well? Yeah. Okay, how many times did you touch the ball? So I think that under 13 there will be a lot of players who aren't touching the ball. So I think it's needed to do this in the way under 13. But the clubs, they say no, no, no. So it's kind of difficult. In Belgium we have all different systems. And now, next year, we start with one system. When I tell you about the 5 sets, in the east part of Belgium, they play 3 sets. In the northern part, they play 4 sets. We play 5 sets. So we will, general ID, 1 rule, 5 sets. So, but I think under 13, maybe 2-2.
Nice presentation, Kristof, thank you. You talk about 1-1, 2-2, but can you shortly explain me what's the system of play if the children play 3 versus 3? How they stay in court, who set, who rules?
Yeah. First of all, there is no specialization. Everybody has every role. There is not one setter, there is not one hitter, mid blocker, etc., etc. Normally, you're going to show it, I think. Okay. But I don't want to put something from his presentation in, but we're going to show. So normally, in the screen you see, normally it's the person on the right who is setter, and the person on the left takes over. He's my libero. When you see it here, this is my setter. This is my libero. When you see it normally 3-3. I want to show it here. Normally, this is my setter, and this is the person who takes over. Here in this example, you have, this is my setter, and she takes over. I don't agree. I don't agree. Because later on in 6-6, it's person 6 we're gonna play. No, that's not the idea. So, and when we go further, other side. So 4-4, you see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be my libero. So we play, this is my setter, this is the person who takes over. And we only have 2 persons to hit the ball. So if you see it's like this is position 3, she comes here, and we have, this is my setter, and normally she takes over. And then when you do it in 6 versus 6, now we know it. Person 1, setter, person 5 takes over. So we start with 2-2, 1, 5, 3-3, 1, 5, 4-4, 1, 5, 6-6, 1, 5. It's always the same. So when you put someone from 2-2 into 3-3, they know the game. When you put someone from 3-3 in 4-4, they know the game. And also the same with 6-6.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
It's very great that you have, like, you are preferring to play 2 against 2. But when you're doing your trainings, there are usually 20-25 kids over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many courts or how many coaches do you have when you are doing your practice?
When we're doing the practice,
Yes.
when we're doing the practice, we have, we saw it with the balls and balloons. I had 27 kids, and we were with 3 trainers. So I was head coach, and then I have 2 assistants. I don't call them my assistants, I'm a co-trainers. So, and you will see the net was in the other way, so they have enough space to play. I will show it. So, 27 children, 1, 2, 3 trainers. And I call it, it's chaos, I call it organized chaos. I don't like so circling around, or if you do it like this, and I want chaos, but organized chaos. And it's a little bit discipline. So when you say 24 children, I told you that we used to Team A and Team B. It's also, we had a lot of teams in competition 2-2. We have 3 levels, level 1, 2, 3, and I think we have in Flemish Brabant, I think we have 40 or 42 teams in competition in the different levels.
Just a little question. When you go out to the schools, do you also use that program here, or are you doing something else when you are working at the schools?
Hang on, can you hear the question in the rear? No, you have to repeat. You have to repeat it.
Of course.
Kristof, I really like this, but I have to answer. When you go to the schools,
Mhm.
do you also use all that 2 against 2 and all that exercise? Because normally in schools you cannot have up to 40, 50 children in a gym. What do you do then?
I have a great person to give you the answer. And he knows it, he already knows it.
Yeah, the answer is very simple. If you watch
It's John from Scotland right now.
The answer is very simple. If you watch that, the children don't bang into each other. We had, Kristof came across, we've had 2 situations where we've had 140 children in the gym. One half had a balloon, one half had a ball, and nobody banged into anybody. The children know, it's called decision making. The children know that you don't bang into each other. They're very aware of their space. They burst the balloons, of course, but another balloon, and we were playing games. Nobody bangs into anybody. The ball was off the court, they're very polite, they pick the ball up, they hand it back. Kids are lovely.
That's
And
why you have to blow a balloon.
lots of balloons. But the kids do that stuff. We don't give kids enough credit for what they can actually do.
Anything else? All right. Yes.
Sorry. Just one more question. We have a problem because the differences between the teams are really big. How do you solve that? Who decides which level you will play? The coach, the federation?
Which age? Okay.
18.
Okay. In Belgium we have different levels of competition. So when I show you under 17, we have level 1, they're the better teams. And we have also level 2, so teams who have difficulties to play. We do that for under 17, under 15, under 13, and for under 11 we have 3 levels. So you saw the different levels. 2.0, the level 3 is 2 times catch the ball and throw the ball, and only 1 contact, third contact is a volleyball contact. Level 2 is 1 contact is catch the ball and throw the ball. You will choose the first contact or the second contact. Now level 1 is play ball, like you saw. So in this way we try to create different levels, but it's up to the clubs to know, okay, and it's very difficult, so they don't do it in a proper way. So
Kristof, it's also possible that you play against each other with 2 different levels. Yeah, we do that in the Netherlands. Kristof explained level 1A and also 1B, but it's also possible that they play against each other. It's also a possibility.
yeah, so when we play one under 11 level 2, so these 2 play 1 first contact, catch the ball, throw the ball. Second and third contact we play, but they play against these 2. They play first contact, play the ball. Second contact, catch the ball, throw the ball. Third contact, play.
All right. We have come to say a huge thank you, Kristof, for an excellent presentation and some good ideas. Actually, you still have 3 more options or opportunities to ask questions to Kristof. One is, of course, is the break coming up now, which is 15 minutes. So when we come back, it'll be 10 minutes past. All right? That's the first one. The second one is you're going to see him this afternoon again, so you can ask another question or more questions. And the third option is by handing in these small pieces of paper with questions for the panel discussion tomorrow. So we will not let you go yet, Kristof, and it goes for the rest of the bunch as well. So take 15 minutes, we'll meet back at 10 past.
No.